Top 10 Fascinating Facts About Polar Bears. These majestic nomads of the ice, known as polar bears, are much more than mere emblems of a frozen world. Today, we invite you to dive into an intriguing journey through the most remote corners of the planet, where survival defies imagination. Discover the most astonishing secrets that these guardians of the ice have jealously guarded for millennia. From amazing abilities to unexpected habits, each revelation will bring you closer to the heart of their world. Number 10. Sensitivity to global warming. These mammals, adapted to life on the perpetual ice, are showing an alarming sensitivity to global warming, a phenomenon that threatens not only their habitat but their very survival. The decrease in sea ice, essential for their way of life, directly impacts their ability to hunt seals, their main source of food. As the ice recedes, bears must travel greater distances to find food, jeopardizing their health and well-being. Global warming not only reduces the hunting area of these magnificent animals but also affects the availability of their prey. Seals depend on sea ice as much as bears do, and their decline affects the entire Arctic food chain. Furthermore, rising temperatures lead to a change in the composition of species in the Arctic, with heat-adapted species displacing natives, thus altering the ecological balance of the region. The sensitivity of polar bears to climate change is not just a matter of animal survival. It serves as a clear indicator of the profound changes occurring on our planet, highlighting the urgency of addressing global warming. The conservation of polar bears and their habitat is not only crucial for their future but also acts as a call to action to protect our global environment. The fight against climate change is one that concerns us all, and the situation of polar bears reminds us of the importance of taking sustainable measures to preserve our world for future generations. Number 9. Exceptional swimmers. Polar bears can swim for hours and even days, covering distances of more than 60 miles, about 97 kilometers, without rest. They use a swimming technique known as dog paddling and can reach speeds of up to 6 miles per hour, approximately 10 kilometers per hour. This ability allows them to travel from one ice floe to another in search of food, mainly seals, their primary source of energy and nutrients. One of the most notable adaptations of polar bears to their aquatic life is their layer of subcutaneous fat, which can be up to 4.5 inches (11.4 centimeters) thick, providing insulation against the extreme cold of the water. In addition, their water-repellent fur and nose, capable of closing when submerged, allow them to stay dry and warm while swimming. Climate change and the consequent loss of sea ice pose a significant challenge for polar bears, as they depend on ice to rest, hunt, and raise their young. As the ice melts, they are forced to swim longer distances, jeopardizing their well-being and survival. Number 8. Loners by nature. Living in the vast and icy expanses of the Arctic, polar bears have evolved to survive in one of the Earth's most extreme environments. Their solitary existence is largely due to the scattered nature of their main food source, seals. To hunt, a polar bear can spend hours waiting patiently by a hole in the ice, a moment it takes advantage of when a seal emerges to breathe. This highly specialized and patience-requiring hunting technique is best performed alone, where there is no direct competition for food. Furthermore, the vast territory of the Arctic facilitates this solitary behavior. Polar bears have large home ranges, some of which can span thousands of square kilometers, reducing the need for social interactions and minimizing the opportunities for encounter. However, this solitude is not absolute. Social interactions are observed during the breeding season or when an abundance of food allows for brief congregations without tension. This solitary behavior also reflects an adaptation to energy efficiency. In an environment where food can be scarce and the need to conserve energy is critical, Minimizing social interactions reduces energy expenditure. Thus, solitude becomes a survival strategy, allowing these predators to maximize efficiency in hunting and the use of their energy reserves. Number 7. Patient hunters. Polar bears are patient hunters mainly due to their reliance on hunting seals, their main food source. To capture these elusive prey, polar bears use a tactic known as still hunting by the breathing hole. This method involves waiting, sometimes for hours, by the holes in the ice where seals come up to breathe. The polar bear's patience is remarkable. It remains motionless and silent, often in conditions of extreme cold, waiting for the right moment to strike. This hunting behavior reflects not only the polar bear's adaptability to its environment but also its intelligence. Understanding the behavioral patterns of their prey and predicting when and where they are most likely to appear requires a deep understanding of their habitat. The ability to remain still and focused for long periods is vital, as the success of the hunt ensures their survival in the harsh Arctic. The polar bear's hunting strategy also underscores the importance of sea ice for their way of life. The decline of sea ice due to climate change poses a significant threat to polar bears, as it reduces their ability to hunt and access their food sources. This change in their habitat endangers their patient hunting method and, therefore, their survival. Number 6. Transparent fur covering. A polar bear's skin is actually black, and it is covered by fur that, although it appears white, is made up of hollow and transparent hairs. These hairs are not white due to pigmentation, but their coloration is due to the way light is refracted and scattered through them. The hollow structure of these hairs acts as an air trap, which not only helps insulate these large mammals, keeping them warm in the freezing cold, but also causes the light to disperse in such a way that the fur appears white, camouflaging them with the snowy and icy environment they inhabit. The black skin beneath the fur plays a crucial role in the polar bear's thermoregulation. Dark skin is excellent at absorbing ultraviolet radiation from the sun, which is vital during the summer months in the Arctic, where the sun can be surprisingly intense despite the low temperatures. This ability to absorb heat helps polar bears stay warm in their cold environment. This ingenious system of insulation and camouflage is just one of many examples of how animals have adapted to their environments in unique and surprising ways. The adaptation of the polar bear's skin and fur is not only crucial for their survival but also highlights the complexity of biological evolution and the importance of preserving these unique habitats in the face of challenges from climate change and sea ice loss. Number 5. Efficient heat regulators. This ability to thermoregulate is possible thanks to several unique adaptations. Firstly, polar bears have dense, oily fur that not only keeps them warm but also repels water, allowing them to swim in icy waters without significantly losing body heat. Beneath this fur, they have a layer of fat that can be up to 11 centimeters, about 4.3 inches, thick, providing additional insulation against the cold. Moreover, unlike other mammals that lose or gain heat through their skin, polar bears have black skin under their fur. This black skin is excellent for absorbing solar radiation, which is an effective complement to their thermal regulation system, especially during the summer months or on the rare occasions when they are exposed to warmer temperatures. Another notable aspect is the polar bear's ability to enter a state of walking hibernation. Although they do not hibernate like other bears, they can lower their metabolism and body temperature to conserve energy when food is scarce. This metabolic adaptation allows them to remain active, hunting seals and other food, without wasting excess energy. Number 4. Non-slip footprints. The paws of polar bears are covered with small bumps and grooves that act as a natural anti-slip system. These textures on their soles improve traction, allowing them to walk and run on icy surfaces without slipping. Additionally, the paws of these bears are wide and large, which helps distribute their weight over thin ice and prevents it from breaking under their weight. Another notable feature is the presence of fur between the pads of their paws. This fur increases grip on the ice, functioning like small brushes that help maintain stability on slippery terrain. Furthermore, they provide additional insulation, protecting the bear's paws from extreme cold. The importance of these adaptations goes beyond mobility. For polar bears, hunting for food involves chasing fast and agile prey like seals. The ability to move safely and quickly on ice is crucial for their survival, allowing them to stealthily approach their prey without alerting them. Number 3. High-fat diet. The diet of polar bears consists mainly of seals, especially ringed and bearded seals, which have a thick layer of fat known as blubber. This fat is essential for the bears, as it provides a concentrated source of energy and helps maintain their own insulating fat layer, crucial for surviving in sub-zero temperatures. Moreover, the fat from seals is rich in vitamins A and D, essential nutrients for polar bears that complement their carnivorous diet. The ability of polar bears to digest large amounts of fat without suffering the negative consequences that this would have on other animals, including humans, is a testament to their extraordinary evolutionary adaptation. Their liver and gallbladder have evolved to process this high intake of fat, allowing them to efficiently metabolize it and convert it into energy and heat, essential for their survival. This fascinating fact about polar bears not only highlights their impressive biological adaptation but also underscores the critical importance of their natural habitat and prey. With climate change threatening the sea ice, the hunting habitat of polar bears, and, therefore, their access to seals, the conservation of these magnificent animals has become more important than ever. The high-fat diet of polar bears is a reminder of the intricate relationship between living beings and their ecosystems, and how a change in one can drastically affect the others. Number 2. Exceptional sense of smell. The sense of smell of polar bears is so refined that they can locate a seal in the water under almost 1 meter, about 3 feet, of compact ice. This ability not only demonstrates the incredible sensitivity of their nose but also its importance in hunting and in selecting suitable habitats to live and hunt. Scientists have studied this phenomenon and believe that the olfactory system of polar bears is highly developed, possibly more so than in any other terrestrial mammal, allowing them to detect scents at distances that would be impossible for other animals. This exceptional sense of smell also plays a crucial role in social interaction among polar bears, especially during the breeding season. They can detect pheromones that allow them to locate potential mates at great distances, facilitating encounters in the vast and desolate Arctic. The adaptation of polar bears to their environment is not limited to their sense of smell. Their white fur, webbed feet, and layer of fat help them survive in extreme conditions. However, the sense of smell is an irreplaceable survival tool that allows them to navigate a world where food is precious and often hard to find. As climate change threatens their habitat, understanding these skills better, we can more deeply appreciate the complexity of these beings and the urgency of protecting their natural environment. Number 1. Arctic giants with a sensitive heart. This sensitivity is manifested in several ways, both in their social behavior and their interaction with the environment. Despite being primarily solitary animals, polar bears show behaviors that suggest emotional bonds, especially between mothers and their cubs. Polar bear mothers are extremely protective and devoted, caring for their cubs in the cold dens during the long winter months and patiently teaching them the skills necessary to survive in the Arctic. Moreover, polar bears have demonstrated a remarkable capacity to adapt and sensitivity to changes in their environment, especially in response to climate change. The reduction of sea ice, their essential habitat for hunting and living, has forced them to travel longer distances and adapt their feeding patterns and behavior. This vulnerability to environmental changes underscores a deep and sensitive connection with their habitat, going beyond mere survival. The sensitivity of polar bears is also reflected in their curiosity and intelligence. They have been observed using tools and complex strategies for hunting and exploring, showing a capacity for learning and adaptation that challenges the perception of them as mere predators.